Welcome to MedEd Bytes, micro just-in-time education.
Hello, this is Scott again. Today's MedEd Byte will discuss when to reset baseline on the SonarMed system. Since tube movement is shown from baseline, an accurate baseline must be set. So when the monitor alarms due to the tube being too high or too low, it indicates migration of the tube has entered an area of concern. In general, there are two times to consider resetting baseline. When it is determined that a new location is desired for baseline, it might be the original setting was too low or too high. It is possible, as the baby grows, the location might need to be adjusted as well. It is also possible that while the location of the baseline is good, the airway echo captured initially is not a good sample of the current echo. By resetting baseline, you can keep the same location, but improve the baseline echo's shape so future changes in echo morphology can be noticed. On the main screen, there is a 0.0 icon next to the middle function key. You will then press that button and you will be asked to confirm your baseline once. It will then ask you to verify your baseline setting one more time. Your new baseline is now reset. You may want to consider rechecking your alarm parameters for movement now that the baseline was reset to ensure they are meaningful and appropriate. Baseline does not need to be reset. If the patient was disconnected from the monitor for a procedure and is now being reconnected, the monitor will prompt the user if they want to use the previous baseline. When changing the FiO2 and tube length, the baseline does not need to be reset as the monitor will keep the original baseline. If the baseline is set too low, it could cause the downward movement alarm to be less effective or ineffective. For instance, if the baseline is set at the carina and the downward movement alarm is set at 1 centimeter below baseline, the tube would be well into the main stem before it alarmed. Likewise, if the baseline were set too high, it could make an upward alarm limit less effective. For instance, if the baseline were set 3 centimeters above the carina on a 2.5 endotracheal tube, and the upward alarm limit were set at 1.3 centimeters above the baseline, the tube could be 4.3 centimeters above the carina and past the cords before the monitor alarmed. In other words, you could have an extubation and no alarm. So, getting the right location for the tip of your endotracheal tube and ensuring baseline is always set at that location and not changed unless directed to move it to a new location allows the alarm settings to provide appropriate warning and avoid unplanned extubation or main stem intubation.
Medtronic, engineering the extraordinary.